and I want to spend my life with you.
And I never in a million years thought I'd feel love like this again.
But as season 1 of the Golden Bachelorette draws to a close, I'm still in disbelief that Joan Vassos selected Chock in spite of his serious warning signs over the season's disastrous run. When Joan was chosen as the next lead, she wasn't as familiar with the show as some of the other cast members. Joan first appeared on Jerry Turner's season of The Golden Bachelor. Joan had some experience from her early departure from The Golden Bachelor, but she was ready for the journey of a lifetime when she joined The Golden Bachelorette Season 1 as the first lead for the spin-off. Joan's tenure as the lead had a fantastic beginning, but as the season went on, things became a little more challenging. She was glad that she got along with the males that were cast for her, although she connected with some of them better than others. Joan immediately clicked with a group of frontrunners led by Chock, including Mark Anderson, Jordan Heller, Pascal Ebge, and Guy Gansert, despite some problems with the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 ensemble. Joan wasn't sure about her choice, even though she hoped one of them would be a long-term relationship. As the days dwindled down, Joan eagerly prepared to make her decision. Even though she had little faith in some of the guys, she was rapidly approaching the conclusion of the experience with. Bachelor Nation started to question whether Joan would be left alone when Guy and Chock were involved. In my opinion, Joan wouldn't end up with either of her last two since her relationships with them both were too tenuous to result in engagement or even a committed relationship. I'm quite shocked that Joan was able to overlook Chock's warning signs when she made her decision. The Golden Bachelorette generated a lot of enthusiasm despite Bachelor Nation's difficulties with The Golden Bachelor. The enthusiasm was evident, regardless of whether Bachelor Nation was hoping to make amends for Jerry's season or was just anticipating the Bachelorette version of the golden side of the show. When the announcement of the Golden Bachelorette was made and Joan was chosen as the unexpected lead, I felt like I was ready for a change. That someone who hadn't even played in the season's final stretch would have a chance to be the next Bachelorette lead thrilled me. Joan and the rest of the group were probably under a lot of pressure because the rest of Bachelor Nation appeared to be optimistic that the show would succeed. It was evident that the Golden series had higher expectations from the beginning, even though relationships on The Bachelor and its spin-offs aren't known to last very long. Viewers anticipated partnerships to last because they were seeking for people in more mature phases of life to have more mature relationships. Despite the enthusiasm, there was undoubtedly a lot of pressure because Jerry and Theresa Nist's divorce came as such a shock to Bachelor Nation. Joan appeared to be a charming, dynamic lead who was prepared to find a long-term partner when the Golden Bachelorette first started. Although Joan remained the same during her tenure on the show, she wasn't the captivating lead that some had anticipated she would be. Even while I liked Joan, I didn't like how tactful she was in the first several episodes. It was disheartening to see the Golden Bachelorette because of the stark contrast between her outspoken demeanor in her candid interviews and her interactions with the boys. She was a sympathetic protagonist, but she wasn't always engaging. Despite the fact that the roster of the Golden Bachelorette was probably never going to match the amazing group of the Golden Bachelor Season 1, the show made an effort to select men that were engaging, dynamic, and practical for Joan. Some cast members, including charming Charles Ling, who some fans expect to see again on the franchise, were able to live up to the hype, but others were problematic from the beginning. Some of the guys on the Golden Bachelorette were merely unsuited for the program, while others had restraining orders against them, indicating a serious casting error. Throughout the Golden Bachelorette, Joan and Chock's relationship appeared to be going well, but there were several warning signs. Throughout the season, Chock had some indications of love-bombing Joan, seemed to distance himself from the other cast members, and was openly indecisive in previous relationships. I was surprised to learn that their connection was still continuing strong, and I wasn't thrilled to see her ultimately select him. Before returning for a new season, I think the program should take a hiatus to review their production, standards, and procedures. Better is due to the Golden Bachelorette and Bachelor stars.